Hello and welcome to Camping Corner. This week we are going to talk about the bluegrass stakes at Keeneland. You can see we are both on the track. Sigi is upstairs and I'm down by the track. And it's a pretty big field, so we can't get to every horse. But let's start off with the favorite, Smile Happy. Smile Happy, he made a closing bid for second in the Risen Star Stakes. He lost to a very good horse in Epicenter, and he also beat Zandon by half a length in that race. Last year, Smile Happy was a star. He won the Kentucky Jockey Club by 3 1/4 lengths, and he also broke his maiden by 5.5 lengths. So, what do you think of Smile Happy? Is he gonna recapture his 2-year-old form and start winning races again?
Smile Happy ran a pretty good second in the recent start. He was coming from a 3 month layoff, and it seemed that he really hasn't tried too hard to finish second. Now he has a really good workout pattern, and of course he's capable to win. He has the talent to win in this race. However, he will be a short price. But I'm okay. I'm right with that. He's capable to win.
I'm okay with the short price. I just think the Fairgrounds group of 3-year-olds was the strongest in the country, so I'm probably just gonna pick him on top.
Yes, it seems the recent start was a really productive race, a key race, since Epicenter won the Louisiana Derby. Then you have Sandong, another talented horse, Slow Down Andy, won the Sunland Derby. It seems this group is really talented.
Speaking of Zandon, we were discussing why Zandon didn't pass Smile Happy for second in the Risen Star Stakes. You're saying Zandon didn't break well and he just went wide on a turn, as opposed to Smile Happy, who kind of cut the corner on a turn and took the inside route. Is that the reason why Zandon lost out on second?
Exactly. Sandong has had a bad step at the start, in the recent start, and then he was 5 wide entering the stretch. I think that's the reason that he hung a bit and lost the second place. With a clean break, the horse can win this race. He's also training really well at Payson. He ran pretty well at the Reinsen. Let's just wait a clean break and a good trip.
Right, I think I agree with you. I would need a good price though to take Zandon, but he has a chance to win. He's drawn a lot better than Smile Happy. He's drawn in post 4, and maybe Flavian Pratt can save ground. And if there's enough pace up front, I think Zandon could pull off the win for Chad Brown. Let's move on to a horse you like, Emmanuel. He's in post 6. And I don't know, I'm kind of flustered out at this point after picking Charge It last week. But Emmanuel ran okay in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. He was also wide, and you think that's why he kind of faded at the end to fourth. What do you think of Emmanuel?
Yes, Emmanuel had a terrible trip in the Fountain of Youth. He had a very wide trip. It was the widest trip of the group. He lost around 5 lengths, according to Tracus. He ran 38 feet more than the winner. That's around 4.5 or 4.5 lengths more than the winner. So she had the right to tire it a bit on the stretch. I think the race was better than he was visually, and he had the right to improve. And now with this post position and with a good break, I think this horse has a chance to win at a good price this time. I see him sitting on second place behind Fenwick and running with a clean trip, and that's what I like this horse this time.
Do you think he'll be a good price though? Because you know how popular Todd Pletcher is with betters.
But he's a third choice in the market. I think he could be 4-1 or 7-2.
Okay, fair enough. I think Emmanuel could hit the board. I'm not going to pick him on top. Let's move on to another horse. Let's move on to Rattle and Roll, who was also a 2-year-old star last season. He runs for Ken McPeak, who has been kind of untrustworthy on the Derby Trail in the past few months. Rattle and Roll finished 6th in the Fountain of Youth Stakes, which is forgivable off the layoff, but then he was 4th in the Louisiana Derby. I think that going back to Keeneland might wake him up, and maybe he could close a little better than he has in his first two starts of the year. What do you think?
I just think Rattle and Roll doesn't transfer his form from 2 year old to 3 years old. He's not the same horse. And McPeak is trying, this is his last chance, but I can see him winning this race.
Well, I'm going to give him a shot. He's my third choice. He's not my first choice, but I think there's a small chance if he gets a good trip, if there's pace up front, that maybe he can sneak in and post an upset. We'll see. But I would need double-digit odds. I don't think I could take 8-1 on him.
Note that McPeak is adding blinkers on this horse. I don't know if that's the solution, that's the magic formula. Well, we'll see if he improves with the blinkers.
Let's move on to Volcanic, who was third in the Sam F. Davis Stakes. But before that, he actually beat the Pletcher Colt Charge It in a maiden race by only a neck. And he's actually stakes experience from last year. Volcanic was 7th in the Hopeful Stakes at Saratoga. What do you think of Volcanic?
I don't trust the Sam F. Davis group. He was third in that race. Probably he hates Tampa Bay. Some horses used to don't like that track. I can see him hitting the board in this race. I think this is a stronger company, and I see him struggling this time.
Okay, finally we go to Ethereal Road. This is probably the last horse we will talk about. Well, he had the lead at one point in the Rebel Stakes, but Unoho outran him in the stretch run to take the win. Was that kind of disappointing?
But Ethereal Road, another horse with a really bad trip that day, and the winner really took advantage of that bad trip. Umoho saved all the ground and just beat him in the wire. This is a really good horse. I see him closing this time, and not sure to win, but if I'm going to play some exotics, I will use him underneath.
I don't know if I'm going to use Ethereal Road, but it is notable that he beat Barber Road for second. And Barber Road, he ran a good race in the Arkansas Derby. I don't remember how many lengths he lost by to Cyberknife, but it wasn't a lot. It was like a length or two.
It was 3 lengths, I think.
Oh, 3 lengths. All right, let's close it out. I'm just gonna pick Smile Happy on top. I realize he's the favorite, but I just think he's a talented colt. Second for me is Zandon. He could win too with the right trip, and maybe at the right price, he could be a good win bet. I'd probably want at least 7-2 on him to win. And third, my third choice is going to be Rattle and Roll, but I would need double-digit odds on him to play a win bet. If there's pace up front, Rattle and Roll, you don't know. He could post an upset, or maybe McPeak is being desperate. We'll see. How about your final picks and bets?
It's really tough to separate Emmanuel, Sandong, and Smile Happy. But I'm going with a better price. I'm going with Emmanuel. I think I like the post position. I think this time he's going to find a good trip. And we can win with good odds with this horse this time.
All right. Thanks for watching today's episode of Capping Corner. Next week, we might cover the Lexington Stakes. And good luck with your bets this weekend. See you next time.
Okay, see you next week.